Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. Today, we're going to be talking about the new moon in Sagittarius, and this is occurring at 1 degree of Sagittarius on or around November 23rd, 2022, depending on where you are in the world. I'm really excited to let you guys know that this new moon in Sagittarius is going to be like a breath of fresh air coming out of eclipse season. We've had a really intense eclipse season. We have another set of these Taurus Scorpio eclipses occurring in 2023 that's really going to be wrapping up this round of these eclipses that we've been experiencing. And there's just a lot of deep intensity related to those energies. If you guys haven't checked out those videos, they are listed in the full and new moon portal videos, as well as a couple other playlists. So definitely check them out, because these energies are, we're still working with them. We feel the energies of an eclipse for up to 6 months after that eclipse is finished, which is about the time that we experience another eclipse. So we're always feeling and working with some type of eclipse energy. And because this axis, this Taurus Scorpio axis, has been lit up so many times all of this year in 2022, and going to be, of course, occurring again, as we said, in 2023, this is a big energy. Scorpio energy does not like to be swept under the rug, all right? So we're going to be continuing to feel with it, continuing to work with it. But we get a little bit of a break here. We get a little bit of an uplifting kind of an energy as we move into this new moon in Sagittarius. 1 degree is an Aryan degree. So not only is this a Sagittarius, I almost said eclipse, a Sagittarius new moon, but we have that Aries energy because of the 1 degree point as well. So a lot of fire energy there that we're working with. We're going to feel extremely motivated. We're going to feel that adventurous spirit of Sagittarius, right? The philosopher, the adventurer, all of the student, the gypsy. So we may be called to take a trip around this time. We're definitely going to be called to expand our minds, to expand our knowledge and our wisdom. And so some people, I'm feeling, may actually be ready to pull the trigger when it comes to a class that they've wanted to take, or some new endeavor that they've been sort of putting on the back burner. This new moon is really going to give us the juice, if you will, to go after those things that do inspire us, that do lift us up, that do intrigue us, right? That bring that sense of newness, that sense of adventure that Sagittarius energy craves. To really get started with those things if we have been kind of sitting back and not doing a whole lot. We do still have a square going on between Mars and Neptune. So there is that energy which does make us sometimes a little more lackadaisical, a little dreamier. It can sap our energy and our motivation a little bit. But I feel that the energy of this new moon is really going to propel us through that. And it's going to allow us to utilize the great what's the word I'm looking for here? Effect, if you will, of Mars coming into relation with Neptune, which is this ability for us to really access our deeper intuitive mind and to take action from that place of intuition and spiritual insight. So I can feel that happening for us. A lot of those inspirations coming in, and then that fire finally to act upon them and to bring them into fruition. This is a great new moon for manifesting. New moons are traditionally a great time to manifest because it's the start of a whole new cycle, right? We have that beautiful fresh energy coming in. So we can really utilize that in order to supercharge our manifestations. And I highly recommend that people do so, especially if you have dreams and desires and things you're wanting to bring into manifestation, relating to higher learning, relating to travel, relating to Sagittarius can be a very social sign. So these sociable aspects, networking, right? There's a lot of energy that is supportive of that as well. So those types of pursuits, especially, really favored under Sagittarian energy. What else do we have going on here? We have a loose trine to Jupiter that's really buoying us as far as the optimism and that beautiful, that fresh energy that we were talking about. Jupiter is, I almost said in the sign of Neptune. You guys, Bear with me here. It is, as many of you have noticed, I haven't been putting out as many videos lately. My 4-month-old, he's in between 4 and 5 months right now. The sleep schedule has been all over the place. I have been very exhausted. So, I may say a few funnier things than usual. My brain may fire off in a few extra directions. But we're going to get where we're trying to go here. So, Jupiter in the sign of Pisces is in a loose trine. And I call it loose just because it's at 28 degrees. And then we have this, I keep wanting to call it an eclipse. So I feel like these energies are really potent. This new moon happening at 1 degree, right? So where it's a little bit out of functionality of signs here, but it's still within a few degrees. So we're counting it as a trine, even though the signs don't necessarily match up since we're at the end of one and we're at the beginning of another. We're going to feel that Jupiterian energy coming in. Jupiter in the sign of Pisces is a highly spiritual energy as well. So once again, bringing that beautiful spiritual focus to everything that we do, everything that we kind of like sink our teeth into. And I'm really feeling the spiritual significance of this as far as the way that we are shifting when it comes to the ways that we see and perceive the world, when it comes to those belief structures. We talk about the belief structures all the time on here because they are so important, and our beliefs create and craft our reality. So we've had a lot of work that we've undergone on those belief systems over the past couple of years, especially 2021 and now into 2022 here. So we're going to really, I feel, have some of those new belief systems crystallizing and begin to see the way that our perception of the world and the way that the world is reacting back to us has been starting to shift now that we are able to operate from these new belief systems. And it really gives us an opportunity to integrate those new belief systems and to put those into practice in our lives. We do have Saturn still in that square to Uranus, who is still conjunct the North Node. So that energy is present as well, but that's an old energy as well that we've been feeling for a while. So I don't feel that being really impactful. I feel this energy of Jupiter, the Sun, and the Moon as really being the driving force of this new moon, and just giving us that shot of hope that I think a lot of us have needed after the dark night of the soul that so many of us have been going through during this eclipse season, and really even before. 2023 for many of us has been kind of a return into some of that energy. It's been digging up some really deep stuff. And of course, we know and understand that the reason for this is because it's time for that stuff to come to the surface so that we can release it. We were only able to go so far if these things were not addressed within our subconscious. It's kind of like what spiritual bypassing is the term that's coming to mind. And I think that there were a lot of us who were spiritual bypassing in a sense without even realizing that we were doing so, because we were doing the work to an extent, but there was stuff that was buried deep within us that we hadn't been acknowledging still, and that we perhaps weren't even aware that we weren't acknowledging. And so this eclipse season and this series of eclipses along this Taurus-Scorpio axis has really dug up a lot of that stuff for us to look at once and for all. And I feel like, no, that was correct. That was correct. I was going to correct myself on something, but I think that I actually was. It's when we do these videos and we go back over all of the older energies and stuff, sometimes it's hard to keep everything straight because there's so much going on cosmically right now. We had the eclipses along the Gemini-Sagittarius axis last year, in 2021, I believe it was, with the one eclipse in Taurus and Scorpio, and this year was all the Taurus and Scorpio, as far as my memory is telling me right now, although correct me somebody if I am wrong about that. And we did have a Gemini-Sagittarius one this year as well. I think that was last year, but those were all about rewiring those belief systems. Right, that North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius that we had last year, that was all about that as well. So this new moon in Sagittarius really feels like it's bringing in and crystallizing a lot of that energy and the things that we learned and the ways that we grew from that eclipse season. as well as helping us to integrate some of what we've learned and some of what has developed during this eclipse season. All right, I'm being called to the Sacred Light Oracle, so I think we're going to pull a few cards from this to start out here. Clear. All right, give us some guidance, Spirit, for this new moon in Sagittarius. Some guidance for the collective for which I channel. What's going on here? What do you want us to know? What guidance do you have for us? All right. Ooh, first card out, Scales of Karma. Cycles of disharmony, creating new traditions, unfortunate events. Interesting. And this is something that we've been becoming aware of, right? This is some of that stuff that was buried deep that we were talking about, that was unearthed during the Taurus-Scorpio eclipse season. The reasons why these cycles of disharmony exist within our lives, right? The root of that. And many times it's a traumatic experience that created a belief system, like we were saying. And it causes these repeating cycles, these repeating loops. I feel like what Spirit wants somebody to know right now, and this is card number 27, by the way, is that the unfortunate events, if you've been having a lot of just things going wrong lately, it feels like, or there's been some sort of catastrophic event, something that's happened, you'll know if this relates to you. The reason for that, part of the reason for that is because it was a balancing of karma. And there's something really important that needed to be learned. And there's something really important in the way that you handle that situation. If there's other people involved, the way that you are able to handle them with integrity, remaining in your own integrity. That's part of the lesson. That's the creating new traditions. It's rewriting the script, flipping the script, if you will. This is that ancestral healing that we talk about too. Because these cycles of disharmony, this karma, it's not just about you. It's about your entire ancestral line as well. That's when we talk about the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, right? The ancestral healers. We came here to do things differently than they've been done. We are incarnated into specific family lines so that we can break the cycle. If there's a cycle of abuse, if there's a cycle of trauma, whatever it is, we're here to break that cycle, to be like the chain. We break the chain. We are like, if you think of us as one of the connecting pieces in that chain, we're the connector that snaps. But in this case, it's a good thing because that chain falls away. It's like, you guys understand what I'm saying. So something about this unfortunate event, whatever it is, and for some people I feel like it's multiple things that have been happening. It's the ancestral karma. And for some personal karma, but for a lot it's the ancestral karma that you incarnated into in order to heal. By doing something new. So how can you do something different than you've always done in those cycles or situations? How can you do something different than your family's always done, than your lineage has always done? How can you react differently? And some people, around this new moon, you are going to be realizing that you have in fact broken that chain because you're not reacting the same way. A cycle comes around again, but you don't participate in it the way that you once did. And for a lot of us, we've come through eclipse season, right? We're now understanding these old cycles of disharmony, these old toxic cycles in our lives that just repeat themselves over and over again. And we've finally gotten to the place where we understand how to break that cycle. It's almost like for a period of time, it feels like we almost felt helpless. Like we could, no matter what we did, we could not, it was almost like being on autopilot. And this is so interesting because I was talking to a friend about this today. And it was a really beautiful conversation that we had. And they were talking about literally watching themselves act out in old patterns and being like the observer as it was happening. It's like that kind of an energy. It's like, but in this scenario, the way this is going, this is more like in the past, you may have been observing yourself, but you still couldn't change anything. It was like you were helpless to stop the situation. You felt like that, like you were on autopilot and you were just going through the same motions and you didn't know how to get yourself out of that. But now you're coming to a place where you can take control. It's like you're back in the driver's seat of your own mind, of your own body, and you're able to act in a way that is different than you have before. And you're realizing and understanding that we can't control other people and situations. The only thing we can control is ourselves. It's like really integrating that knowledge on a deep level and being able to live that and find peace around the fact that that you can't control others. That your karma, your way of cleaning up and clearing up your karma doesn't have to be helping them to do the same. And what I mean by that is like, you may have thought in order for this karmic cycle to be healed, especially with like family stuff, I have to teach them how to be different too. No, you just have to learn how to be different yourself. Sometimes we don't see ancestral healing right away, as in we don't see it immediately reflected in those around us. Ultimately, over time, often we will begin to see our family, our lineage beginning to shift and change and open up as we do this healing work. But not always. There are occurrences where we don't see that in real time, or we don't see it to the extent that we might have hoped for or expected. But the future generations will benefit from that. That's what I'm seeing here with these two monks, right? You see the little boy or girl, and you see the elder. Future generations are benefiting. And so it's like Spirit wants us to put on our long focus glasses here. We're looking at some people, it's like you've been judging the amount of healing in your family line by what you can see in front of you. But the healing that you're doing, it's for the future generations. They're not going to incarnate with the same baggage. That baggage is ending with you. Those cycles are ending with you. Then we have Cosmic Gateway that came out next. Refocusing. Connection with others is highlighted here. Insecurities also, which is interesting. For some people, I feel like some of these cycles of disharmony that are being highlighted that you're finally moving beyond, you're beginning to understand how it was your own insecurities or the insecurities of people around you that were creating the disharmony, and you're healing that within yourself. You're moving into, or you're being called to move into a more secure place within yourself. And Spirit is saying the more secure you are in yourself, the more it's going to enhance your ability to connect with others. And so for people who've been really hard on themselves lately, people who've been judging themselves, whose inner critic has been getting really loud, and we notice this not only by the way we talk to ourselves, but the way we think about, judge, or talk to others. If we've been feeling that judgment kicking up more, that again is leading us to the fact that it's time to refocus our energy. Because we've been allowing our insecurities to get the best of us. We've been allowing that inner critic's voice to get too loud. And it's just hyping up all those insecurities. And it's affecting our ability to connect with others. And like we said, the Sagittarius energy is sociable, right? Sagittarius wants to connect. It wants to share ideas and adventures. So it's time for us to refocus our energy. And if we have been operating out of this place of insecurity, this place of judgment, it's time to sort of clear that. Like, you see this meditation she's doing, that beam of light coming down, really working on clearing our energy, utilizing this beautiful fresh energy of the Sagittarius new moon to cleanse and clear our energy, as well as if you work with tools like crystals and other things, I'm feeling that as well, that they could use a good clearing right now too. So set those out. It is a dark moon, but the energy of the moon is still present. So even though you may not be able to see it, it's still going to do it's still going to do its cleansing work. Yeah, I'm feeling with this card, you see the light, the dark on one side of her and the light on the other. A lot of us, we're being called to bring our darkness and our light back into balance. For some, this is their masculine and feminine, but I'm feeling more our dark and our light. Remember, we are both dark and light. There is duality that exists within all of us. Some of us, we've been allowing our darkness to get a bigger foothold than is healthy for us. For others of us, it's, remember when we talked about spiritual bypassing? It's this energy of being so much in the light that we don't acknowledge the darkness. So either way, we're being asked to come back into equilibrium here. And to understand and appreciate the power in both. Then we have the past life card. I don't know if you guys saw how that just kind of like flopped out while we were talking, so I decided to take it. And this is interesting because it looks like there's a saxophone or something here. And there's peacock feathers all over his back. And then we have the Buddha type thing again. So a lot of Buddhist type imagery coming out today. So there's a lot of past life energy here coming up for people right now. Like we said, there's a lot, the ancestral healing, right? That's past life type energies. Some of these insecurities, some of these, just these little tendencies and quirks and things that are coming up right now. Some of those are related to past lives too, and some of us may be getting a glimpse into what those past lives were or how to work with that energy. It's really interesting too. I'm feeling like for somebody, there's like a past life as a musician that's gaining importance for you right now. I feel like jazz or blues musician. I don't really know what the significance of that is for you. There was something significant that happened in that lifetime. Maybe you're bringing through talents and skills from that lifetime right now, or you're healing something from that lifetime. There's something about that past life that's affecting your present. And there's the regression. It says regression on here. It's one of the key words here. And I'm feeling like somebody would benefit from doing a past life regression. Because there's something that's affecting your present that's ready to be recognized. And for some specific person that I'm channeling for here, it has to do with a lifetime where you were, like I said, a jazz or a blues musician or something. I don't know if the peacock feathers are related to that or if that's something separate. Maybe somebody else that wanted a sign relating to the peacock. There's also a general message coming through for everyone with the peacock feathers. And with all of this card and this energy in general. Which is really allowing yourself to shine. I feel like many people... I don't feel like, I know, right? We talk about this a lot. There's something that you do, something really special, something beautiful, some gift, some skill, some ability that you haven't allowed yourself to nurture. Some way that you haven't allowed yourself to shine. And Spirit really wants you to be able to shine, to allow yourself to shine now. Like you notice how the instrument here, it's behind his back. He's like hiding it. You've been hiding some aspect of yourself that really wants to come to the forefront because there's something really special that you can do. Something really special that you have to offer. And Spirit really wants you to bring that out. Stop hiding. Stop hiding who you are. Stop hiding what you can do. And that could be past life wounding too, right? Anyone who did not do the Healing the Healer's Wound group clearing, that was a live Zoom event that I did. It was either last year. I think it was last year. That was a big, big energy. That is available for purchase still for, I think it's like 11/11. The information on how to do so is in the description box below. But there was that energy of how we hide our gifts and the things that make us special out of fear of persecution. For somebody though, I feel like this is more fear of jealousy. Like you're afraid that people will be jealous or envious of you. And that comes from being in the limelight in a past life. I could be tapping into more of this blues musician energy here. But the significance of the story is going to be relevant for pretty much everyone watching this, I think. So it was this energy of being really successful, being really gifted and talented. And there was a lot of negative energy that was garnered from that, as well as the positive energy and the accolades. There was that energy of the people who were envious and jealous of your abilities, of your skills. And something really traumatic, I feel, may have happened in that lifetime as a result of that. I don't know if it was like, it could be, I'm feeling like maybe like a stalker scenario. Or something really, really traumatic, or many things maybe, happened as a result of people's jealousy and people wanting what you had. And so that is making somebody here that I'm reading for afraid to really let themselves shine in this lifetime because they don't want to experience that again. And it may even show up as feeling guilty when you allow yourself to shine because you worry that it makes other people feel bad about themselves. That you don't want to stand out if it makes somebody else feel like they have to stand down. It's that kind of an energy, but Spirit is saying it's time for you to stand out. Like the peacock, it's time for you to strut your stuff. And the other thing about the peacock on a converse energy here that I'm being reminded of is that when they open up their wings like that, or their feathers, whatever, I guess, are they? I don't think they're technically wings. They might be just wings. They might be wings. But whatever they're. When they open their plumage up, and it looks like all those eyes, it's actually to confuse predators. So it's actually a defense tactic. And so I feel like there's other people out there who are coming to an understanding that if some people watching this tend to go to the other extreme, where you really kind of put yourself in the limelight and you're almost like, it's, you know, like that person, everybody has that one friend who actually has terrible social anxiety, but they're really loud and boisterous in social situations because that's how they deal with that insecurity or that anxiety, is by being the center of attention. Some people, I feel like it's like that extreme of that energy as well. And you're beginning to see how that is actually just covering up some insecurities that you're ready to address and overcome at this point as well. So there's a lot of realization for people happening around where it is that you allow yourself to stand out or not, and why. And are you being your true authentic self when you do stand out? Right? Because some people, like we said, when that's a defense tactic, it may not be that we are being authentic to us. So a lot of this energy is just asking us, how can I be more authentic to me? We have spirit guides on the bottom of the decks. This is just a reminder, your spirit guides are with you. They're watching over you. Philosophical discussions, I love that because that's all Saggy energy right there, right? Your spirit guides are sending you signs right now, guiding you. For some people, like I said, the peacock feathers may be a sign. The Buddhist energy may be a sign. We have a dove here as well. So for some, that may be a sign. Got the yin yang here. The yin and the yang, the dark and the light again, that energy coming through. So pay attention. Watch for the signs. Watch for the synchronicities. Especially if you've been asking for help or for guidance. Your spirit guides want you to know that they are coming through for you. They are guiding you. Just really be attentive to the signs. The triangles. See all the triangles in the background here? Triangles or geometric shapes in general may be a sign for somebody as well. Let's get one more. And it's really interesting. So I was debating whether to do a new moon video or to do another pick a pile with messages from your spirit guides. So I feel like some of the messages that wanted to come through for people in that reading are coming through in this one. And I had a feeling that that might happen because I feel like there's some messages for some people that their guides really want to get out. So anything and everything, right? You guys know how it works when we do these videos. Whatever spirit wants to talk about is what we address here. We have the universal Merkaba coming out too. Sacred purpose, you have the answer, lucid dreaming. And we talked about the Merkaba, I think it was in our live stream the other day. And the importance of working with the energy of the Merkaba if you're going to be astral traveling to protect your astral body. Because I feel like a lot of people are astral traveling right now. I feel like somebody may be coming into a gift or an ability where you're sort of like remote viewing. Time traveling, remote viewing, astral traveling. All of these energies coming through. Somebody who's remote viewing, if this is something that you're teaching yourself how to do, or it's like a spontaneous gift that you're beginning to notice you have, and this may have started happening first for you in your dream time. Yes, you are capable of doing that even when you're not dreaming. But you want to be careful as well when you're remote viewing. You want to shield yourself. You want to make sure that Merkaba is surrounding you. And the Merkaba looks like this symbol on my hand right here. That's the Merkaba. This is an interesting, it's not typically drawn like this with all the lines. In between, a lot of times you see the smaller and then the bigger triangles. You don't, so this is kind of like a looking through sort of view. There isn't a picture of it that's really great on this card to show you. So this is the best that I can do right now. But you want to be utilizing that. You want to be protecting yourself, shielding yourself, pulling a cloak of invisibility around you when you are remote viewing. All right? And when you're astral traveling, you want to be really intentional with that. Somebody is utilizing any of these gifts and abilities that we just talked about in order to get the answers to the questions. It's like you ask Spirit a question and Spirit's answer is to open up this doorway for you of these gifts and abilities that you have so that you can answer your own question. And for anybody here who's really been, and I guess it's relevant that this is all coming through in the new moon in Sagittarius reading, right? Because Sagittarius is about purpose, right? Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is why that trine to Jupiter makes this moon so powerful. All right. Such a portal energy in and of itself, right, is really what this is starting to feel like. But it's all about belief. It's all about purpose. All right, so a lot of people really using, Spirit wants us to use the energy of this new moon to really get ourselves aligned with our purpose, to reconnect ourselves to our spiritual gifts and abilities that we may have neglected up until now. And to know that you have all of the skills and the knowledge that you need to understand your purpose. And really, the secret that they don't always tell you is your purpose can be anything you want it to be. We get to choose. We get to decide. But, you know, for most of us, our soul did decide. There's a reason why our soul's here right now. I feel like even this could be significant for somebody. Geometric shapes. Geometric shapes are big for people right now. And your soul's true intentions in this lifetime, that energy, more of that energy wants to be revealed to you. But Spirit's saying don't seek it out there, seek it in here. There's like a Kabbalah symbol back here too. The tree of life is encoded in here. I know the Kabbalah has been coming up for me a lot. It's something I want to learn more about. Somebody may be called to learn more about that. And I'm noticing the eyes here. And as soon as I saw those eyes, I thought somebody is watching you. So for some people, there could be somebody who's remote viewing you. I mean, we talked the other day about how we are an example for more people than we know, and we're making more of an impact and more people are paying attention to us. And that's why it's so important to be in our integrity. But the energy I'm getting right here, it does feel like somebody is being watched. Yeah, I don't know. Let's get a card on that from the Zodiac of the 108. Clear. This energy of being watched, of watching. Tell me more about this. Tell me more about this. Tell me about this energy of watching. What's going on with this watching energy? Okay. We have person of air coming out. This would be an air sign. This would be Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. We have the rainbow coming out with the Anamkara. So this is a soulmate. Somebody's soulmate is watching them. I feel like there's a couple different messages coming through with this. For some, this is actually like your, what you would call like a twin flame, or your, yeah, we'll use that terminology for lack of whatever. Watching you from the astral realms, like their higher self watching you. And they're trying to guide you right now, actually, I feel like. For others, there's somebody in your life, and I feel like for some people this could be like a close friend. The best friend card is here. So, so like, if you have a really close friend, I feel like they have been really patient, and they haven't spoken it, but they have deep feelings for you. And this would say, I am feeling the person of air energy there. Either they are a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or they have that strong in their charts, or they carry that energy as far as being a very cerebral person, a very intellectual person. very smart, right? Somebody is wanting to manifest and create something with you. And I feel like for some people, this is like a close friend of yours. This card is represented by Taurus energy. We got Cancer energy here too. So you may be a Taurus or a Cancer. I don't always like throwing out signs because I feel like that's limiting. But that air energy is definitely significant. Yeah. And for some people with the twin flame thing, it is like their higher self is trying to guide your higher self. I feel like they're trying to guide you into meeting in the physical. Like you haven't met this person yet. And they're trying to come into physical union or physical connection with you. So pay attention to the signs and the synchronicities, because they could be guiding you to the place and the time that you're meant to meet. Yeah, interesting. All right, so let's see, what else do we want to do here for this reading? I actually want to pull a few dream cards. Dream oracles. To close this out. Clear. Tell us more about this new moon in Sagittarius. New moon in Sag. We have magical alchemy on the bottom of the deck for the Sacred Light Oracle. Once again, that geometry coming into play, right? Tell us about this new moon in Sag. Unexpected blessings coming through for people. I'm feeling that. We have music coming out. I'm telling you guys, that energy with the music and the musician. It says, sing the song of your soul and dance to your unique rhythm. Somebody is really being called to create something musical here. It's like if you are inspired to pick up an instrument, even if you've never played before, or even if you don't consider yourself, maybe even especially if you don't consider yourself that good, I feel like you're going to surprise yourself. And I feel like there's a powerful energy that's going to be created through the music that you play. And Spirit's wanting you to just go nuts with it. Just however your fingers want to move, however it is that you... however it is that you're guided to play. Just play from your heart, play from your soul. It's very healing. If anyone's been thinking of learning an instrument and just working with the energy of music in general during this new moon, it's going to be really powerful. Frequency, sound, music. And this is once again saying and reiterating, let yourself shine, right? Your unique rhythm. This is your soul song, allowing your soul song to be sung. And when we sing our soul song, and we do that through our vibration, right? By being who we truly authentically are, alien, right? Being who we truly authentically are, that's how we attract our soul tribe. That's how we attract the people that are meant for us, the situations that are meant for us, the blessings that are meant for us, right? That's how we attract and live a true, authentic, and fulfilling life. This card says, accept that you are an unrepeatable, spectacular phenomenon. So that Aquarian energy really coming through. That Sagittarian Aquarian vibe. Be who you are. Let yourself shine. Strut your stuff. Don't try to be. It's like really allowing that energy to fall away of feeling like we have to be somebody other than who we are. There's a million somebodies out there. There's only one you. Pete already exists. Edna already exists. Lauren already exists. Why do you want to be them? Be you. Be you. And know that the things, it's like really embracing all those things. We talk about this all the time. The things that make you different, those are your strengths. That's the gold. That's the good stuff. You are a spectacular phenomenon, all right? Then we have award coming out, accept your well-earned praise. Once you start being who you truly are, too, compliments from other people take on a whole different level of, like, they feel different because they're not complimenting something that you put out to the world, right? An image that you put out to the world. They're complimenting you for who and what you actually are, right? Everything feels more genuine because we are more genuine. It's like, I feel like around this time, people are going to start recognizing you for more of who you truly are. And they're going to start complimenting the things about you that maybe make you uncomfortable because they weren't things that were accepted. I feel like somebody's even going to meet somebody. This could be a friend. This could be a lover. I don't know. But you're going to meet somebody who notices these weird things about you, the things that you've always felt self-conscious about because they were different. And they're going to love those things about you. And it's going to make you a little bit uncomfortable at first, but it's going to help to teach you how to love those things about you. Because those are the best things about you. Right? Because those are the truest, most authentic things about who you are. So if somebody comes into your life and they are noticing you for who you really are, they're noticing these the things that make you different, the things that make you special, and they want to praise you for that, or they want to celebrate those aspects of you. Let them, and join in that celebration, because it's time. And this is the energy, right? When we said when you sing your soul song, you attract your tribe. That's what that energy is. That's what that energy is. You've been being enough of yourself that you're beginning to attract people into your reality who see that and recognize that and vibe with that. And that's beautiful. Last two cards out here. We have the bathroom and the child. This is flush away all that no longer serves you and give yourself permission to play. So this is where we're really, and this is beautiful Sagittarius energy, right? This playful, youthful energy. This exploring energy. We're really being asked to embrace our inner child right now. And to let go of all the baggage, all the insecurities, right? All the fears that cause us to be afraid to be playful. Right? All of the hang-ups. All of the fears of exposing who we truly are, right? Our fears of being vulnerable. For a lot of us, it's like there's this intense level of seriousness and this intense insecurity around being who we truly are, or it's like we think we have to be serious in order for other people to take us seriously. In order for people to respect us, maybe even. And it's like that's not the case. We're washing our hands of that old energy. That's some of the stuff that no longer serves us. Spirit's saying, clear out the clutter in your life. Get rid of the things that aren't serving you anymore. And that give yourself, and in the space of that, where all that stuff that doesn't serve you, the space that all that was taking up, make that room in that space to really embrace what brings you joy, to be playful, and to really, really reconnect with your inner child. Because there's a deep and profound spiritual connection that can only be created from this place of embracing your inner child. We have family on the bottom of the deck too. explore your sacral root system. And this ties us right back to the beginning with the ancestral healing. This is like reclaiming your childhood. There's so many of us, right, who feel like we didn't really get to have a childhood for whatever reason, had to grow up too soon. So this energy is saying, if you feel like you had to grow up too soon, you've been way too, I almost want to say like way too adult for too long. It's time to bring some of that childlike energy back into your life. It's time to heal and clear out some of the trauma, some of these old inherited patterns that were a result of growing up too fast that aren't serving you. Some of them do serve us. It serves us to be responsible, right? It serves us to know how to show up in life. I'm not saying the stuff like that, but I'm saying there's like a level of taking ourselves seriously that's unhealthy, that spirit and this new moon is really wanting to help us release so that we can enjoy this life a little bit more. Clear. The job card I saw as I was putting cards away in the deck too. So for some people, there could be a job that's no longer serving you. That's really, I know this sounds dramatic, but it's like killing your inner child. And you, purse wallet, you hang on to it for the financial because you don't see another way financially right now. But it's really, I think this new moon is going to paint a really clear picture of how that's really not serving you. And begin to open up your mind to new opportunities or possibilities. All right, you guys, I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. I hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you have a beautiful new moon. And sending extra love to everyone who used to join in the new moon ceremonies and the full moon ceremonies. I know it's been quite a while since we've done those, but I am thinking of all of you as I do every new and full moon, as well as every single person who watches this video, everyone in this tribe. You guys are all amazing. I'm sending you so much love, so many blessings. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, drop a comment down below and let me know. I love interacting with you guys. I love knowing that you're here. What else? If you know somebody who might enjoy this video, go ahead and share it. If you feel so moved to donate, there are links to donate down below, as well as a thanks button now as well. And yeah, I will talk to you guys very soon. Much love.